You want to say something?
No.
Michael, do you want to say something?
Yes.
What do you want to say?
Hello.
The beach is like 3 minutes away walking. And I have an entire team helping me with the sunscreen. Thank you. I'm already a little bit sunburned and I don't really want to fry. Hey, now we're going to a park and I want to show you what I brought with me for this vacation to make these videos. I just need to find a nice spot. Well, at least a place where I can sit to display my things and show them to you. This is pretty nice, isn't it? But unfortunately, there's like nothing like a table or something, so I keep going. Yeah, I think I found what I was looking for. There is a table. You just got to go around this. Just 1 second. I eventually found a spot, a table, a good one, made of marble, really solid. So I could put all my stuff here and I can show you what I brought with me for my vacation to be able to film for my family videos and photos and my YouTube videos. First thing I brought, my camera bag. It's not a fancy one, it's not a very expensive one, because I don't need it. I mean, the one I got from Amazon Basics, it's more than enough for me. This is it. And I was able to fit in it everything I need, starting from my cameras. This is the Canon EOS R, which is my favorite camera. Why? Because of the colors it produces, because of its quality. Even though there are some limitations, like when you shoot 120 frames per second, it's just in 720p. And also, if you want to shoot 4K with RF lenses and also with EF lenses, it crops a lot, like 1.7, 1.8 crop. Also, if you use EFS lenses, you lose the ability to shoot slow motion of any kind. The option to shoot 120 and 60 frames per second are disabled when you use EFS lenses with the adapter. Adapter is this. The lenses are brought for the Canon EOS R. First of all, the RF 35mm f1.8, which is really awesome. Like, I'm using it right now, that's what you're looking at f1.8, and it produces a great shallow depth of field. What do you think about it? Leave a comment down below, hit the like button, and subscribe if you haven't already. And check the links in the description to see all my gear, stuff and things. my gear, and check the link to Epidemic Sound if you want some awesome music and great sound effects for 1 month for free. Well, of course, then if you're happy with it, you can continue with the subscription. So it's up to you. I brought the 10 to 18 millimeters. Here it is. The Canon 10 to 18 millimeters. Why? Because it's awesome. Even though its maximum aperture is at 4.5 when at 10 millimeters and is meant to be for crop sensor cameras. So let's say 10 millimeters equals to 16 millimeters to 18, which is 28ish, something like that. So it's not like the Canon 15 to 35 and not even like the 16 to 35, the EF, but it's stabilized. It has stabilization, and it's not very common for such wide-angle lenses. So stabilization, yes please. So with this setup, with my Canon EOS R, I'm able to do all the things I usually do. I also have other lenses I brought because of my other camera, which I can use also on the Canon EOS R. But let's say, with this setup, camera, Canon EOS R, and the RF 35mm and the 10 to 18 millimeters, I can shoot whatever I want. Vlog, B-rolls, you name it. Anything. Let's see, my second camera, the Canon 90D. Oh my god, I love also this camera, which is different from the Canon EOS R. Let's say somehow it's better, somehow it's worse, but let's say they compensate each other. How? When I use the 10 to 18 millimeters, for example, on the Canon EOS R, it looks fantastic for vlogging, but if I want to shoot a B-roll, like wide, I can't. Because as I told you, when you use an EFS lens on the Canon EOS R, you lose the ability to shoot slow motion. Not 120, not 60, nothing. So that's when I can use the Canon 90D, which allows me to shoot slow motion 120 frames per second in 1080. So even better than the Canon EOS R in 720p. But I think I already talked about this, the different slow motions of both cameras. So it's not as simple as that. It's not that 1080 versus 720p. Of course, 1080 looks better. It's not as simple as that. It's just a matter of personal choice or personal taste. Check out my other videos about it. So I brought for the Canon 90D the 10 to 18 millimeters, and by the way, with the Canon 90D you can use EF and EFS lenses, and you don't need any adapter. You don't need anything. You can just use it. It's awesome. So I brought the 10 to 18 millimeters for wide shots, maybe even vlogging if I don't feel like carrying the Canon EOS R for some reasons, and wide angles, and the 24 millimeters, the Canon EFS 24 millimeters f2.8, and I shot a video with it on the beach like at golden hour, like yesterday. Check it out when you get the chance. I love this lens because I can do a lot with it during the day, and also at night it's decent. While with the 10 to 18 millimeters, when it's dark, it kind of sucks for the aperture. At 4.5, not really a fast lens. But 2.8 gets better, so you can get decent results even at night. f2.8 lens, 24 millimeters, and the 24 millimeters, which corresponds to a 38ish millimeters, it's wide enough to allow you to do a lot, from portraits to landscape. Then I brought another lens, which is the Canon 50 millimeters f1.8, the nifty 50, which is awesome on both cameras, but I don't really use it on the Canon EOS R. I use it mostly on the Canon 90D for portraits or B-rolls. This gives me a great shallow depth of field. It's a lens that everyone needs. You know, whatever you film or take photo of with this lens, it's gonna look beautiful. Tripods. Well, I'm using my Jumpy Gorilla Pod 5K. I'm using it right now to hold the Canon EOS R. The audio comes from the Rode Video Micro. Let me know what you think about it, about the quality of the audio. I mean, there are bugs making noise here a lot. By the way, just let me know what you think about it, leave a comment down below and hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And check the links in the description to see all my gear stuff and things. So, my gear. Well, mini tripods. I have another couple of mini tripods here. Manfrotto Mini, Pixie. And seriously, I have like 5 or 6 or 7 of these. I brought with me 2 and 1 because you never know, you know, when you're gonna need it. You just hold the camera. If I'm using the Jumpy Gorilla Pod with the EOS R and I need a support for the 90D, I can use it. Just put it here and play somewhere, maybe for example for a time lapse or anything. So it's a great support. Or I can use it for the third camera I brought. I didn't bring my Canon 90D, but I've been using something different. I'm not a big fan of cell phones, but I found myself using my iPhone 12 because it's practical. It's really easy to use, like when I'm on the beach, for example, in the sun, my hands are dirty, or I'm near the water and I don't really feel like touching my camera, especially if I have to change lenses. So with this, with the Manfrotto Mini, a phone mount, phone clamp, I can mount it like this and I'm good to go. You see, right now I'm using also the iPhone 12, and it doesn't look bad at all. Of course, it would never be like a DSLR or a mirrorless camera, or not to mention a cinema camera, but it does its job, you know? So what I mean, like Casey Neistat said in one of his videos, the best camera is the one you have available right now. So when I don't have, or I can't use my Canon EOS R or the 90D or the M50, well then chances are I have my cell phone with me, I have my iPhone with me. I've been using it and I put some pieces of it here and there and it does its job. Okay, let's move on. So we talked about cameras, lenses, tripods, mini tripods actually, and well, I brought also some light. This is SD, especially if you film at night or if you are in the shade and behind there's so much light and you want to compensate, but a reflector would not be enough. Well, you can use these. So I brought one of these that I can put here on the Manfrotto Mini. See, if I have to shoot at night and I need some light on my face or on the subject, whatever it is, I can do that, no problem. Also some filter for the light if I want some warm light. I didn't bring any blue. I didn't plan on making my videos look like the one I do in my studio. I didn't need my studio lights. And then I brought batteries, of course, for the lights, and batteries for the cameras, which thankfully they share the same batteries. So I brought 6 or 7 of these. And something very important that for a moment I thought I forgot, and thank God I haven't. Why? Because it's ND filters. ND filters are very important for me for my videos, and whatever I have to film I always need KNF variable ND filters, and for example now I'm using it. Otherwise, everything would be blown out in the background because there's so much light right here. Using this, I can keep the aperture at 1.8 and I can get this shallow depth of field without the image to look like blown up. Alright, what else did I bring? Final thing, because what if you remember to bring all these things and in the end you forget this last one that I'm gonna tell you, that I'm gonna show you. The entire kit, the entire thing here would be totally useless. Why? because you need SD cards. So I got this. This case that allows me to carry so many, like I can carry 12 SD cards with it. So whatever happens, I'm fully covered. And again, did I need all these things? Or are these things even enough to make videos? For me, yes. I was able to do everything I needed with these things. But because most of all, this is a holiday. It's not one of my professional works. And I know for sure I'm not gonna need a telelens. I'm not gonna need something more sophisticated. I'm not gonna need a gimbal. No, I don't need it right now and here. Because I just wanna make these videos here for my holiday and for YouTube. Then I wanted to travel light. Actually, in the end, I can say this is more than enough. It's more than what I needed. So I just wanted to show you this and share it with you guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, smash the like button, subscribe if you aren't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video.